Just crap. Okay. Well, hey, crap is still fine.
Yeah, I had a lot of there's a lot of crap.
I say, hey, look, I got a lot of crap, so I understand.
Same, actually. Now that I've moved places where I'm sitting, you can see some of the crap that's in my house.
Yeah. Life is but a pile of crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crap you can't take with you to the grave.
That's right.
That's true. It's pretty sweet.
Look, this is a burden I'm leaving my kids, okay?
Yeah, exactly. This is somebody else's fucking problem. I don't care. I'm dead. Who gives a shit? Shout out to Chris. You know what I mean?
Hey, Chris, by the way, Chuck is going to need your social security number so he can make you his power of attorney.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just ask for it on the next show.
Next time he's on?
Yeah. I'll just ask for him real quick. Brothers, sisters, gender resistors. Listen, what's up? What's happening? How are you? Are you doing well? Good. Glad to hear it. This is another episode of the Comic Book Rundown presents Rundown Reviews. And of course, I am the man that did this introduction. I am Chuck.
This is episode 200. Just saying.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing with your hands?
I went to 2.
Dude, I thought you meant he got it right twice in a row.
Yeah. I actually thought he was signaling to me that he couldn't hear me or something was fucked up.
No, you're getting a little loud again, but
well, to be fair, I'm yelling.
That is just you.
Usually I have to yell. I can turn it down a little bit. Hold on. There we go. I usually have to yell with my other ones, so okay. I gotta figure out some adjustment.
Down, Scott.
Life is a nightmare.
100 episodes,
and now Ron's a little low. Yeah, you got a little low there.
I don't know that I have a thing that changes my volume on here. Oh, you know what? You know why I got low? It's because my
microphone got hidden.
Microphone got tucked under the lapel of my shirt.
200 episodes, boys, and we still haven't fucking figured out how audio works. Okay, good on us.
Hey, and that's just 200 episodes of the Rundown Reviews. That's not even to mention the 700 episodes we have of Comic Book Rundown or whatever it's at now. I don't know.
600 and some odd something or other. Yeah. So. But, I mean...
That is the loudest water chug I think I've ever heard.
That was for you, Jordan. Happy 200, everybody!
Woo! 200!
Time editing this one.
All right, so Joey, because I know you don't have a lot to do anyways, I need you to go through and make a... what's that thing where they do, like, they cut out all the one thing? And
a montage of just me burping?
I just need a slap cut of Chuck burping, like all 200 or whatever burps that he's done.
Yeah.
No, first off, he didn't join us until like episode 650 something.
Oh, I'm sure he's made up for it.
And then even then, he didn't do it on every single episode. So
so just go back and listen to every episode. You got time? What's the big deal? I don't understand.
What are you gonna do? Like watch 4 movies you didn't need to watch?
That is my new favorite bit.
That's next month's Getting Franchise. No, this month's actually.
That's true.
A lot of people listening to this episode. That's in a couple days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or hold on. No, it's 2 days. Yeah, it's in a couple days.
What's happening in a couple days? I missed that.
The Getting Franchise episode where I watched 4 episodes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to
anyway. Shout out to Santos. Shout out to Mil Mascaras. You know what I mean? Anyway, what's up, fuckers? Hey, we watched what did we watch? The Mummy Returns.
The Mummy Returns.
We watched The Mummy Returns.
I'll say happy 25th anniversary as well. I know, like I said, it's a little... I said on the Mummy episode that we are a couple weeks late, but it is the 25th anniversary of The Mummy Returns that came out in 2001. It doesn't look good. It does not hold up a bit.
No. Okay. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Well,
so The Rock,
yeah,
right? He yells something when he's getting ready for the army to attack, like at the beginning of this, he yells "Aku Machete" or something like that. So I looked it up.
Aku Machete.
So I looked up to see what it means. It just means "I love."
I
think he loves war. Either that, or he was actually in love with whoever he was fighting, and this is all misunderstanding.
Well, that too. I remember something. I do remember back in the first one. A lot of their dialogue that they spoke, they made up a lot of the language. They weren't actually speaking a lot of the Egyptian
actual ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
No.
I know, right? So something tells me that this one kind of fell along the same lines where they just made up whatever the hell they wanted.
No.
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Before we super dive into it, how many times have you all seen this movie? And when was the first time you watched it?
I saw this in theaters.
Same.
And I've watched this a handful of times. It's not. I definitely seen this more than I've seen the third one.
Well, yeah, you only need to see that once.
Well,
and you didn't need that. But anyways,
I've seen the third one like twice, maybe total. No, I've seen it maybe I don't know a dozen times, maybe if that.
I first saw this when it came out on DVD because I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. And I have probably seen it at least a dozen times, if not more. Yeah, like I'm fairly certain there was a time when I watched this like once every other month or so, just because.
Around time it came out on home video, I probably did the same.
Interesting.
And plus, it was on TV like all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have TV, so.
Okay. So the year is 2020 is 2002, right? This comes out 2002.
Well, 2002 would have been when it came out on DVD. Yeah.
So 2001. The year is 2001. Strap in, boys. Wrestling history. WWF had just bought its own competition, WCW.
Hey,
they were.
Do me a favor. Yell less.
Okay.
So.
Turn it down a little bit more. So, WWE buys its own competition of WCW. They do this what was known as the invasion angle, where WCW was going to invade WWF. And at this time, The Rock was gone because he was shooting this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back for SummerSlam as now the big movie star.
For his one line.
You would have thought he was the lead role the way that WWF was promoting this movie.
Right. The way the trailers made it out.
Yeah.
He was the lead.
I was of the impression that he was one of the big, important, like, overarching, long storytelling aspect of this movie. And so I went to go see it in theaters with the man I shouldn't have been spending time with as a child. And I sat there and I see The Rock come up on screen. And I realize that this is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. WWE has become it, like, wrestling is cool and it's mainstream. And I realized that the part that they showed as a sneak peek was the entire part that he was in. And by the time we get to the CGI version of The Rock as the Scorpion King monster, I am sitting there fucking pissed.
Yeah, yep.
I am let's see, this is 2001, so I would have been
16, 15.
13.
That's right, you're that much younger than us.
Yeah. I would have been 13. So just imagine a no-bearded 13-year-old pissed off little chuckaroo sitting there in the seat because there was like nothing to this. Where The Rock was in the beginning, and it was a part I had already seen, and I was just mad. And I never watched this movie ever again up until this point.
Wow.
Because I was so mad. And then the kid in this movie is so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
That, like, I remember why I never watched it again. Which is a shame, because, like, it's... Okay, there are definitely problems with it. It's definitely not as good as the first one.
Hands down.
But I think there was some stuff in this that was good.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, that I think I unfairly judged because of how angry I was that The Rock wasn't actually in this movie.
That's fair. But
Yeah.
100%
also,
fair.
I mean, this is really jumping into it. But at the end of it, when they are fighting the Scorpion King and he's the big monster,
Mm-hmm.
they could have just had him come out and fight them as a man because he was supposed to be like the greatest warrior of like his time.
Sure.
Right? And they could have just had him come out and like kick the shit out of Rick and kick the shit out of Imhotep. And, you know, he could have still tore the little curator dude in half and thrown him all over the place or something. Like, we didn't need the monster Scorpion King. We could have just gotten the Rock Scorpion King.
That literally looks nothing like The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked nothing like The Rock. Yeah, I don't know. Joey, did you find anything of like why they chose to do the monster at the end?
No, I meant to look stuff up, but I was busy all weekend, so I didn't get a chance to actually look anything up, and that one's on me.
That's fair. I mean, but you know, but also like.
But I think it was just because they had the CGI. They wanted to use CGI.
Sure, but I mean, they didn't do that in the final fight in the first Mummy.
Yeah, but they didn't need to.
But look how exactly, and that worked out so well. And they could have just great that with this one.
Yeah, and I agree. They should have. But they didn't. For whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know. It was not good. It wasn't great. But we could jump to the beginning now and work our way through because one of my favorite fun facts of this movie is the opening scene with The Rock. Again, he says words that aren't actually real words.
So actually, that you and Ron actually did see because I have it up right now, the IMDb up right now, and one of the first things says the line is "Haku machete," not "Aku machete."
Oh, my bad.
Which I guess loosely translates to "It's hot as hell."
I mean, they were standing in the desert and they were running, so that does make sense.
Right, yeah, sure, but like...
He's like that was his way of telling them, if we take over this place, we can get inside where it's nice and cool.
I guess.
What I do find interesting, like, okay, is it just me, or does the level... Like, the first one it's clearly a fantastical story, right? A man who was killed in ancient Egypt comes back as a fucking mummy, right?
He was cursed. He was cursed to have superpowers.
Yeah, technically he wasn't even a mummy. He wasn't actually wrapped.
He wasn't mummified.
Yes,
well,
he was.
He was mummified.
He was wrapped up when they put him in there.
Yeah, but when he comes out, he's actually not all that wrapped.
Well, because the bugs were eating him.
He's still a mummy, though, because he's been mummified.
Technically, the mummification process is the removal of the organs.
And
which did not happen.
You know, and drying. It's because they dry them out so that they don't.
Right, they didn't do that. They just threw him in and dumped a bunch of scarabs on him.
They cursed him. You know, they gave him a curse.
Right, but he's technically, by then definition, not a mummy, Ron. Listen, Joe will defend this argument.
Maybe the mummy was about the other guys that he brought back to life. You know. Maybe the mummy was Anaxunamun's body, which actually did get mummified.
Maybe the mummy was their friends we made along the way.
Or the one he tried to bring back from the dead along the way.
That too.
Or that. Anyway, but there was still a sense of, like, realism. I know that sounds insane, but, like, there's something about this movie that just was, like, too out there. Like, it was a little, like, too hard to believe. And I realized that none of them dress appropriately for the desert.
Right.
I'm not sure. Rick is dressed appropriately for the desert.
I mean, maybe Rick, but like nobody else is. That kid is running around in a short sleeve shirt and shorts. He is blonde as fuck. That kid's roasting.
Yeah. But he also didn't get to prepare to go out to the desert. They just stole him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean, I guess at the beginning though, he's also in like a little like English kids clothes, I guess, from that era.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I was slightly bothered by the lack of attention to detail. Like all the extras are in like proper clothing and stuff, but I don't know. There was something about.
Well, that's because they had to make them stand out from the extras, so they had their iconic looks, so that when you were seeing them on screen, you'd be like, oh, "Okay, that's Rick, that's Evie, that's Oded Fair." What the hell is his name in this? I would never remember what his character's name is.
Imhotep? Oh, Oded Fair, Ardeth Bay.
Yeah, Oded Bay.
Ardeth Bay.
But anyways, because like even Ardeth, he doesn't have the head wrap and the mask that everybody else that's in his army has.
He had it in the very beginning of the first one, and then as soon as he gets revealed in the first one, it's gone. Doesn't wear it ever again.
I cannot cover my face. The women love me too much.
I mean, he's a sexy man.
So something that just annoyed the shit out of me throughout this movie. She keeps calling the snakes poisonous. They're venomous. They bite you and it poisons you. If they were poisonous, you'd have to eat them for that to affect you. When she's got the Egyptian black asp,
which I think at one point was completely a little puppet. I think when just about ready to bite Jonathan, it looked funny. I just thought it was kind of fun.
But she's like the most poisonous snake, whatever. And it's like, no. It's a venomous snake. If it bites you and you die, it's venomous. If you bite it and it dies, it's poisonous.
What if I did bite it though?
Well, if you bit it and it dies, then you're venomous.
What if I bite it? What if I bite it and I die though?
Then it's poisonous.
But what if I? Okay, so realistically speaking, I bite it, but I don't die because I bit it because of its like blood. I bite it and then I got so scared at the idea of dying that I died.
Oh, that means you're a pansy.
Okay. I can accept that. Okay. I don't like snakes, man.
That's fair.
Yeah. Snakes and sparklers.
But it wasn't even like, so the first time they say it, I believe it's when they are in, it's Evie and Rick in the the first area that they're exploring, like in that tomb or whatever. And she says something about something being poisonous, and I'm like, oh god, it's venomous. And then again, when what's her face has the asp, she says it again, and I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. You guys are idiots. It's okay.
Yeah, she seems like the most actually person of that group.
Yeah,
like we saw her in the first one, constantly correcting everybody. I don't know. Maybe the concept of poisonous and venomous didn't exist back then. Everybody was just poisonous.
Everything was just poisonous.
Yeah,
it tracks.
Heard about that new Spider-Man villain, Poison? But did you notice that? Like, okay, so there's that whole joke going on where like Rick wants to break things open with the hammer, and Evie wants to like gently open things so they save them. It even goes as far as to when they're walking through the room with all the bugs, like the scorpions and the spiders and shit. Evie is like dodging around them, and Rick just like tromps through them like there's nothing there, like
which is hilarious.
But then the other guy, as soon as he walks into the room, they all just start crawling up his legs.
That's because he stopped and was aware of them. Had he not stopped, I think they probably wouldn't have actually climbed on him.
That's fair.
Like,
but see, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Like, because Evie was aware of them and was stepping around them.
True.
Rick, like you said, didn't give two shits and was just like bump, 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 stomp, stomp, stomp. He jumped down, paused, looked down, gave them something to climb on, and then freaked himself out and just like started running away. Yeah, and those guys were just
those guys were idiots, but they were fun idiots. At least the other two dudes, not so much the like leader,
the leader guy, yeah,
the blonde dude, and then the this is cursed dude.
This is cursed. That is cursed.
What is it with you and curses?
I always like that.
I still say that every now and then, but yeah. So they get in there, they're trying to get the bracelet or whatever. The O'Connells get away. They go back to this dig site that the others are at. So here's the thing: they find both the books wherever the Magi hid them afterwards, which doesn't make sense because unless they put the books back exactly where they had found them, Anck-su-namun's resurrected self wouldn't have had the memory to find those where they were at.
The Magi never got the books. When the city of Hamunaptra fell, they left everything there. So that's how she knew where Imhotep was. That's how she knew where the books were.
But she wasn't there.
No, she wasn't. But no, she knew where the books. That's why they were searching in that area. She didn't know exactly where the books were at.
No, because he even says she knows where everything is. She shouldn't know where these things are. She even knew where we hid the monster. Like, Oded Fair says that.
Yeah, that's right.
And so, and my thing about it is, okay, if they were still, in ancient times where they were placed, then sure, she would know where they are. But she would have no awareness of what happened throughout this, because if she was the reincarnation, well, first off, she's old enough to have been, she was alive at the same time this was going on. She was nowhere near this.
But unless he's referring to Hamunaptra itself.
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
Which, who all knew about Hamunaptra? Just Rick, Evie, Jonathan,
Benny.
Well, Benny's gone. Those were the only three that made it out of.
He's on the wrong side of the river.
Those were the only three that made it out of Hamunaptra, and so they would be the only ones outside of the Magi that would know about where they would be buried at. So, the resurrected soul, or Anck-su-namun, or I can't remember what she was called. I think it just was Anck-su-namun.
Well, she had a real name, but it was
whatever it was. That's what I think his surprise was, of her knowing where everything was at, because she shouldn't have any knowledge of it.
But they still don't try to stop her.
Right.
And you see how many people the Magi can put into the field at the end of the movie.
Right.
There's no way that little group of mercenaries that they had there was going to stop all of those Magi.
And obviously he was in the group digging at the site, so you guarantee there was a couple of other Magi scattered in that group, and nobody tried to, stop it. Nobody tried to
steal the shit and leave with it, or
something.
Set explosives. Another thing that drives me crazy about that scene. So there's that earth-shattering thump or whatever, where they have the mini earthquake. And then all those workers are sitting there in the middle, and then that mound starts coming out. Who sits there and watches to see what's coming out of that? It's not going to be something good if it's coming from underneath the earth, especially with an earthquake, because it's most likely going to be lava or something similar. But they wait till they see the bugs come out, the scarabs come out, before they even think about moving away from it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other problem I had with scarabs was at the end of the movie, when the fake Anck-su-namun, or whatever, the resurrected Anck-su-namun falls into that river of scarabs again.
Was it scarabs? I thought it was scorpions.
I thought
it was scorpions.
Oh,
no, it was scorpions. Yeah.
Either way, why would they just be in there all together like that? There's no
They're hell scorpions. They're from hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why was there a river of bodies grabbing people as
that was a gateway to hell.
Well, the whole thing was a gateway to hell, though.
I guess that's fair. All right, I'll give you that. But
why specifically was that one area just scorpions? I think is a better question. Why wasn't there just? Why wasn't it either all scorpions or all tortured souls?
Or why weren't they giant scorpions that had 4 sets of pinchers and human heads?
Well, there was that one room that the curator had gone into where the scorpions were all on the floor, that he used the bracelet of Anubis to scatter around.
Right. So, also, What the hell happened to that dude's arm inside of that?
Oh, I mean, Scorpion King like sucked it dry. He kind of
okay, that's what I thought. So he did the little like.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Kind of.
Yeah, that was.
Weird.
I'm gonna be honest. It was really gay. It was really gay. And that's coming from me. You know what I mean? Like shouts out, but it's super gay.
I do want to backtrack a little bit to the temple that the O'Connells were at, for a few different reasons. First off, so we get the first mention of the tattoo with Alex talking about the tattoo that Rick has. And first time I saw this movie, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. It's kind of interesting. First time I got the movie on home release, of course, I'm watching the original one, and it doesn't show up in the first movie at all. And there's only one scene when he's in jail, when he's getting ready to get hanged, where you actually do see his wrist without the bracelet on, and it's not there. I know that's a nitpick, but if you know me, I like to nitpick things.
He went to college after that,
but it was slapped when he was an orphan way back when.
Oh, that's right, an orphan. That's right, yeah.
The second thing, and this actually is here and again later on it gets brought up. This is supposed to be 1933. Is what they said. 1933.
Nazis everywhere, no?
I mean, yes, but that's not really what I'm getting at here. This movie takes place 7 years. Sure. So it's 33. It's what?
10 years after the first one, or 9 years after the first one.
9 years after the first one.
Is it 9 years?
Yeah, because it was either 23 or 24 in the first one. I don't remember which.
It was 26.
I thought it was 20.
No. The beginning part when he's in Hamanoptera is in 1923. 3 years later.
Oh, 3 years later, yeah.
She meets up with him in prison and sets him free, and that's when they go to.
She was already pregnant with this kid when they met.
Well, what I'm saying is this kid is
7.
supposed to be 7. He says he's 9 at some point. Like, I think when him and Jonathan are in the car and he mentioned something about he's only 9. And then later on when the 3 doofuses get the chest and talk about how there's a curse on the chest, and they're like, oh yeah, so the Americans that got this chest before, they all died 9 years ago. Somebody kind of needs to maybe have watched the first movie and maybe done their math a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. So he like.
Is that all you're saying, Joe?
That's all I'm saying.
So what you're saying is this should have taken place in like 1936.
I mean, they could have said 35.
Yeah,
would have made more sense.
Yeah, but then we would have been so ass deep into World War II at that point. How would they have written out the Nazis?
True. I feel like also they could have just gotten rid of the kid and made Jonathan the idiot that put the bracelet on.
Holy shit, dude! This kid was so not fucking needed in this movie. Like, borderline ruins the movie.
And well, I think one of the worst things about it though is so the first one, while it was still PG-13 rated, right?
Yeah.
And then this one was PG rated, right?
I thought it was PG-13.
Oh, was it? Well, regardless, this one felt more kid-friendly and like a family movie than it felt like the first one felt like an action-adventure movie.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, they gotta sell toys, man.
Yeah, this is PG-13.
Okay.
I remember the toys being like crazy merched out on this release.
I mean, this is early 2000s where the toys were everywhere. You know, like they were definitely pushing toys for the collectors, for the kids, I guess. I don't know. But no, you're not wrong. Like, the kid is an interesting aspect. It does drive Rick and Evie to get...
Sure, but they could have done the same thing with Jonathan.
Yeah, I feel like Rick wouldn't have gone after him as hard.
I mean,
like, don't get me wrong. Jonathan. He does like Jonathan. He is family. But having it be his son over his brother-in-law,
I mean, that's fair.
It's a bit more of a, like, hey, I'm going to go say, I have to save my son, versus like, I mean, yeah, he's my wife's brother. I'll go save him, but
sure. But then in that case, they could have also used, like Evie for it, and then Jonathan and Rick go back to save Evie.
Yeah, but then that's the first movie all over again.
Fair. First movie worked.
Well, has that ever stopped anybody before?
Yeah, I guess look at Taken and Taken 3. Or Taken 2. I can't remember. Yeah, Taken 2 was the wife. So yeah, Taken 3, I think it was the kid again. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Maybe he should just train them not to get kidnapped. I mean, anyways, so the back to the bumbling idiots, the three mercenaries that they get to steal the stuff from the O'Connells and
try to steal the.
Yeah.
They're supposed to try to get the bracelet from the O'Connells, but obviously that didn't work out. Plus, the funny thing is when they do take the bracelet or open up the chest, the little thing originally, and the Nile starts washing into the temple. This is part of the bad CGI. They are literally one step ahead of that water every single time the camera shifts. And I'm like, it doesn't.
Nobody's running that fast.
Yeah.
But speaking of the water, so when Imhotep is controlling the water to take down the dirigible, he only was given power over the sands with the curse. He wasn't given telekinesis, and he wasn't given power over water. And there's something else that he did in this movie that didn't make any sense, because he uses he picks up the kid, and stuff like that. And he shouldn't be able to do that, because if he was able to do that in the first movie, he would have never had to have chased Jonathan for the book. He'd just been able to grab the book and take it away from him.
And I'm wondering if this time around, them bringing him back, obviously they must have done something that changed that. And I don't know what they could have done, but
it would have been a more interesting story if he was the one that made a deal with Anubis the second time. But so then he would gain the powers from Anubis, but they were only temporary. And what he would have to do is go kill the Scorpion King to make his powers permanent.
So he could be basically taking his place. That would have been the story.
That would have made the much more logical story here. Of other than we're just gonna go get his powers and take his throne.
Well, we need his army. We need his army to take over the world.
Right.
But that's another thing. The Magi were taking these guys out with swords.
They cut off their heads, yeah.
Yeah. So bombs would have just destroyed these guys, right?
No, because they have to cut off the heads.
Yeah, but if you explode a head, it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, they could
look. I
could
have taken out the entire army with a fucking razor wire. Okay.
To be fair, they didn't have bombs.
Exactly. Were we supposed to watch that last week?
No. Here's my thing: is so why did why did the Anubis' army? Why were they all degraded and falling apart? They're a mystical army, right?
Because they didn't have the full power yet. They had to wait for somebody to take over, the Scorpion King.
Yeah.
But
that's because that's how they like to do theirs.
Because they looked cool, Joe. No, that's why.
It was dumb.
I mean, yeah, hold on. Let's address the elephant in the room before we even get to it. The CGI looks terrible in this.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely dog. It looked better in the first movie than it looked in this one.
It's weird. They made Imhotep sexier when he was in his mummy
that was so she would make out with him at the beginning of the movie before he was fully healed.
Which there was nothing funnier to me than watching her try to kiss a CG guy.
It sticks her hand through his cheek and stuff. And
that was weird.
It didn't look right.
I mean, she looked pretty good, but other than that,
yeah. Although, I mean, yo, the fact. Well, we'll get to it at the end, but what a bitch.
Yeah,
She got what she deserved.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, it also didn't make any sense. It just like kind of just all of a sudden she just turns on. Anyway.
No, see, it does make sense from the point of view of when you realize her character from the beginning of it. Like in the first movie, she was in love with Imhotep not because she was in love with Imhotep, but because she didn't want to be with the pharaoh. Imhotep was in love with her, like stupid, willing to risk his life, willing to risk his followers' lives, like.
And she was just in love with the power.
She was in love with the idea of not being stuck with the pharaoh.
Yeah, true.
Or being stuck by the pharaoh, I guess, whichever way you want to put it. And then in this one, it just shows that she actually wasn't in love with anybody. She just, wanted to be able to rule the world. Yeah.
I always feel bad for Imhotep in that moment.
Same. It's almost like you're like, God damn, this dude went through hell and back and is going to serve an eternity in hell.
Twice. Or 3 times, really.
Yeah.
And then, like, he looks over and he sees Rick and Evie and, like, everything they went through. And he, like, I always felt like he just kind of sees them and respects them. He's like, all right, screw this, I'm done.
Actually, I don't think it's a respect thing. I think it's more along the lines of he's like, oh, that's what I wanted right there. And obviously it's not, my love wasn't what I thought real love was supposed to, or my love wasn't real love like I thought it was. And then he's like, what's the point of holding on if, I don't have that? That's what I died for. That's what I came back for twice. That's, and here it is. I just realized that I've been doing this for nothing. I got damned for all eternity for nothing.
Yeah.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, man.
Shout out to Chuck Sexes.
Yeah. Word.
Oh, hell. So back towards the beginning, though, before we get to all that sad shit, when they break into like Rick and Evie's house, and Jonathan's in there with like the Bimbo 9000, and she's like, "Oh, this is your house? Do you think I'm here because you don't have money, or whatever?" Like, she's basically telling him that she's only there because he's rich,
Yeah.
And it's then
and he knows that. I mean,
of course he does. He knows. But like then Nox and the Moon and like her cronies break in there and to steal the shit back, and like they are like they've got Jonathan in the chair and they're like interrogating him, trying to find out the thing, and he's like, oh, with you I might be able to make a deal, but like he's flirting with her while he's getting, basically getting ready to be killed.
Yeah, because they think he's Rick, and he's like, "Oh, Evie, she's a free spirit. She's off somewhere else." Did I mention I'm recently single?
Yeah. But then Rick walks into the room. We have the whole scene with the snake, which just annoyed the shit out of me. But then Rick runs through, and Jonathan like runs into the other room. Rick dives behind a chair. That blocks the bullets from hitting him. That is why, look, we don't have craftsmanship like that anymore. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
But speaking of gun technology in this, so he's got that like sawed off like pump handle shotgun that is just putting holes in those mummies on the bus scene. Yeah. Why didn't they just shoot Imhotep in the face with that thing? Because
Imhotep was still... Oh, no, he wasn't immortal at that point in time. You're right. He was mortal because they had taken away his immortal soul in the last movie. You're right.
Right. And, he's even when he's in, mummy form, there's no rule that says that, if you blow his head off, it grows back.
Except he had telekinesis, so he could just stop the bullets,
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, this movie rehashes a lot of stuff from the first one, but doesn't make it as cool.
Exactly.
I was gonna say the water. We already brought it up, but I really didn't. I didn't like the water scene. It was the same thing all over again, and it wasn't as good.
But the sand in the first one, the face coming out of the sand, it looked like those things where you push your hand into the nails and it makes the it looked cool like that though. But like that looked cool because that looked like he was pressing his face through the sand. With the water, it just looked like it was making his face out of the water, and it didn't look as good.
Yeah. Yeah, and like for some reason the sand made sense, but the like just I don't know, it just like because I think also because it was subtle. It's like kind of subtle in the first one. Like you can kind of see it, but you kind of can't. So like, but like this one, it was very obvious that his face was there.
Well, that's because in the first one, when they do the sand wall, he only shows up as his face when he's getting ready to eat the airplane. In this one, it's his face the whole time, and it's like his face chasing him through the.
It shows him making like faces at them, like smiling and growling.
Yeah,
like okay.
Which also, by the way,
with great CGI comes great responsibility.
Hey, fucking men to that, brother. But I will say this: the thing that they're flying in,
the dirigible.
The dirigible, stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. How does it have that much fuel?
I mean, it ran out, but yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, you never see them going to the bottom of the boat. The bottom of the boat is just a big tank that's full of gas.
But wouldn't it? But would it not? Yeah, shout out to me. But wouldn't it then make it harder to, or wouldn't it burn more fuel to have to carry all the fuel?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And also, why does it have jets on the side of it? It has like
to go faster,
turbo power. Yeah, but like the planes always made sense. This is not a real thing.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
that's not true. The Hindenburg was a dirigible, and we saw how that went.
I thought it was a blimp.
A blimp is a dirigible.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but not like this.
No, not like this. No,
this literally looked like
this is the equivalent of like do you remember in The Great Mouse Detective when they make the bicycle plane?
Yes.
This is the equivalent of that to an actual airplane.
Yeah. I mean this full offense. This is exactly what a D&D party thinks it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Like, I meant that as an unbelievable compliment to the first movie. I mean it purely as an insult to this one. Like,
see, okay, the first movie is a D&D player's first game where they're serious, their characters mean everything. This was like the veteran games where they're like, yeah, I'm Dinglefart the elf, and I can,
I'm just min-maxing my character out the asshole. Yeah. Here's a weapon I found in a dungeon magazine from 20 years ago that I just modded myself, and it gives me all the coolest shit.
I made a thief, but I didn't give him any dexterity, so every time he steals something, everybody knows it happens. Because Jonathan was a terrible, like in the first movie, he was like, okay, he's a believable pickpocket or whatever. In this one, he is just like, oh, let me show everybody that I've got this, and then put it in my jacket where it's still sticking out the top. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
God, this disappointing.
So we mentioned the three idiots, and we keep bringing them up. They end up stealing the chest again that housed Noxana Moon's
organs.
Well, last movie it had her organs and it had her jars. This movie, I think it was just the chest, because when they get to the train and bring it into the back of the train, the jars were already in the room that Imhotep was in.
Yeah, then he just needed him to open it because it was opening the box that made the curse happen.
Which
was
honestly, stupid. Yeah, it's kind of dumb. They really didn't need the chest.
Also, how did they get past what the hell is the kid's name?
Alex?
Alex. How did they get to Imhotep by walking past Alex without recognizing Alex for who he was?
So, what's his name? Lochnar, whatever his name is, took him out the other way.
But he didn't leave with Lockmar.
So, yeah, he did. So they went in first. So they had gone.
But they passed by.
No. Okay. So what
but
happened?
They passed by Anoxin Moon, and Anoxin Moon's the one who brings those guys in.
Right. No. Okay. So here's what happens.
Okay.
When they get Alex onto the train, Alex, Anoxin Moon tells him to go back to Imhotep. Lochnar takes him back there. That's when the three doofuses show up. Alex and Lochna, whatever the hell his name is, are back there talking to Imhotep. And once that conversation is done, they head out the back door. Then the Nox of the Moon comes in through the front door with the three dummies. They never actually cross paths.
Gotcha.
Also, I thought the same thing. And this time viewing it, I was paying attention.
Gotcha.
Because it's like they would have recognized the kid, especially those 1-2, because they saw him. Like,
yeah, and the one dude was like this close to him, like
right.
So when they bring Imhotep back to life, right, and all the other mummies in the museum come back to life.
Yeah, and then nothing comes about that.
So so they're all in like the glass cases, and they're like hitting the glass case, except for the one that just sets up, and it's like, they can't break through the glass, right? Which this is 1920s, so it's not like they would have had like
30s.
the 30s, so it's not like they would have had like the like galvanized glass and shit that we have now that's like super hard to break and stuff. This is just, glass. They can't break through that, but he can break through solidified like amber or whatever the hell he's encased in just by twitching his foot. Like,
well, he's super strong. He got telekinesis.
But did you also notice that in that part when he's coming back to life? So Oded Fair and Rick are both using American-made guns, the Thompson and the Mossberg, or the Thompson and whatever the shotgun was.
I don't know my guns, so
the like the bad guys were all using like other guns from World War II that other countries had used, like the ones with the side, like the banana clip coming off the side, were like Japanese machine guns and stuff. I thought that was interesting.
That makes sense.
And then after that point, when we get back to the train, did they make Imhotep Darth Imhotep just so they didn't have to keep CGIing him into every scene?
Probably.
Yeah,
because
probably.
That didn't make any sense to me at all.
They had a big scorpion monster they had to pay for.
Well, they quickly made those guys. They quickly had them kill those guys so that they didn't have to CGI him the entire time.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they didn't do it sooner than that instead of using like the black mask with like the Jedi robe looking thing on him. And it seems silly to me, I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So I've got a question. The curator recognized the spear of Anubis.
Osiris,
thank you. Like immediately. But Ardeth, this Magi, who's the group has been around forever, knows all about this Egyptian stuff, has no idea what that spear is, has Saul Jonathan with it. Saul, was around. He has no idea what the spear is, does not know the importance of it, knows about the Scorpion King, doesn't know anything about the spear.
Knows about Rick and his importance with the Scorpion King.
Right. But doesn't know about the spear. Like, I find that to be a little rough.
Yeah, that is slightly sus.
I also found it interesting when they're going after Alex, and Alex, he's a smart kid. He starts to make sand sculptures of where they're going next. One, his sand sculptures are fucking
amazing.
Pristine. The fact that you could make it so quickly in that short amount of time is amazing.
You also can't make sculptures like that with that kind of sand. There has to be some sort of moisture to it.
That's why he pours the water on it.
When did he pour the water?
Well, he gets water every time, and then he pours water on it.
Oh, I missed it. I definitely missed the part where he poured water every time.
So he makes Lochnar bring
he
it.
does it the first time, and then we just assume he does it every other time.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
But the fact that he does this and nobody notices the sculptures, like the first time he has it sitting next to the statue, and then he lays his tie there.
Now the tie thing, that would have been a dead giveaway.
Right, because when they come to get him, he's chained up to a pole that is 5 feet away from the sculpture.
Yeah.
That is not hidden. At least like the second time, his coat was laying over it. But like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And they didn't notice him losing clothes every time they stop somewhere.
Well, I mean, there was that part when he's on the train. He says he has to pee, and what's his face? Lochnar is sitting there, and he's like, "I don't trust you. You'll look." You know, like when he's talking about trying to take a piss by himself.
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't wrong in his thinking that guy would look, and that's why they didn't care that he was missing clothes.
Maybe.
The dude that they get the dirigible from,
Izzy.
So when he's sitting there talking to O'Connell,
he's no Winston, but
yeah,
no, you can't replace the greatest character of this series ever with, I don't know,
a comedic relief
comedic relief token black guy.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't the only black guy in this. He had Lochnar.
Yeah, but he was the protagonist token black guy. Then you had the antagonist token black guy. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But you can have two. It's kind of like the morphing grid. They can't be on the same like side.
You do never see them on the screen at the same time.
It's true. It's true.
But like he said there, he's like Rick offers him all the money, and he's like, "Look around you, Rick. What am I gonna do with this money?" Then he takes the money and puts it in his pocket.
Yeah.
And then still takes the spear of Osiris. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not dumb.
No, not at all. But it was pretty funny. But then we get like the flashbacks with Anaxinamun and Nefertiti. And how is it that in the first movie, Evie, who is a exact lookalike of Nefertiti, is by Imhotep for that long, and he doesn't recognize her? But then I realized the reason he doesn't recognize her is because the eyes that he took were from that blind dude that couldn't see anything.
That's a good point.
So, because as soon as I thought that, I was like, "Oh wait, that's right. He had terrible eyes. That's why he couldn't see anything."
But at the end, when he was rejuvenated, he should have recognized her.
Maybe that's why he was planning on sacrificing her to bring Anaxinamun back.
That's possible too.
Maybe he always wanted to bang the Pharaoh's daughter too, and he just figured that's the best of both worlds. Like,
also possible.
I mean, realistically, like, dude would have played his cards right. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Also, that was like a huge retcon, right?
Yeah.
Well, yes and no. They never really had that scene, obviously, in the first one. They threw it. They added her scene.
Yeah, but like, the Evie is like linked somehow to all of it. It just seemed a little suspect.
Well, again, it's no different than slapping the tattoo on Rick's arm.
Yeah,
which they never really. Did I miss when they actually explained where he got that from?
Yeah, it was a quick. Like he said it in passing. Ardeth Bay was like, "If I said I'm a traveler from
I heard that part. I guess I didn't realize that was the explanation of why he had.
Apparently, that saying is a Magi saying, and that symbol is some ancient Magi totem or something. I'm not entirely sure.
But why would Rick know that?
That's a very good question. Don't know.
We'll get that in the prequel that comes out next year. I was making that
prequel. Up. There's another movie though.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a fourth movie coming out.
Yeah,
with everybody returning.
Oh, interesting.
I forget what the premise is.
I had no idea yet.
I didn't even, this is the first I've heard of this, but
50s or 60s, something like that.
I mean,
it's a pretty significant time jump.
I mean, it would have to be because the third movie was like a 20-year jump or something like that.
I actually did see something today that and I don't know how true this is, but the director of the fourth movie is he's basically saying that the third movie didn't happen.
Yes.
So again, I don't know how true that is. We'll have to wait and see when the fourth one comes out.
I've never seen the third one because I heard it was so bad, but I don't understand how you have
terrible.
It is.
It's not great.
I just don't understand how you have Jet Li, Brendan Fraser. Yeah, Brendan Fraser. Yeah.
Because instead of being in Egypt, now they go to China.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like you have a pretty decent murders row of actors. I just don't understand how it falls apart. But
because it was a terrible storyline. The character they replaced Evie with some other lady because
she was doing what movie was she doing? She was contracted for another movie, so she couldn't get out of it.
Constantine? No, Constantine.
No, it wasn't Constantine. It was something else. I don't remember what.
Whatever, but she wasn't able to do it. And then they made Rick a less main character and more like they also made them as secret agents or spies or something. Rick and Evie. For the third movie, they made them like government spies. And then there's just a bunch of stupid crap that happened that made this storyline completely ridiculous.
Yeah, we'll get to it
in like 10 years.
Probably a year or so.
Oh. Yeah, but no, it's just stupid.
Okay.
So once they get to the Oasis and Lochna kills Horus, the bird.
Yeah.
First off, like, up to that point, I kind of liked him as a character. And I wish they would have had somebody else kill the bird because I still liked him as a character because I thought he was pretty funny. And
honestly, his character, I think, because I don't know if it was... I liked him as a character, and because of that is why I enjoyed him in Lost. Because he showed up in Lost season 2 and was in season... Wait, did he die in season 2? Season 2 or season 3?
I couldn't tell you. I've never seen any of it.
But yeah, he was in Lost for like one or two seasons, and he was a really good character in that show. But I like him as an actor. I like him as a character. But I agree with you. Killing Horus was a bad move.
Yeah. And then, did this movie come out before or after Jurassic Park: Lost World? Because I don't remember when Lost World came out. Was Lost World like 98 or 99 or something like that?
98. 96.
Park.
I was definitely in elementary school.
97.
Okay. So they should have known better than going into the long grass then.
Yo, they straight up just like took the scene. Like that was crazy. I was like, why are they being attacked? I literally said, wait, why are they being attacked by dinosaurs? Because like it is like almost shot for shot. The raptor scene.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought of. Because Alfie and I were watching it, and I'm like, "Don't go into the long grass, not the long grass." And then they started getting tore up by the little pygmies.
Those pygmies were great.
But then Jonathan and that one little dude getting into the thing, he's like, "Don't worry,
the ancient burying grounds.
See the sacred stones. They won't pass the sacred stones."
I laugh
and he's
every
like,
time.
"Oh, I'm so sorry."
I loved one thing that really did crack me up about this scene though is there are a lot of dudes in that grass, and they start getting picked off, and then they all proceed to just open fire, spray and pray. How they all didn't shoot each other is a miracle.
They had friendly fire turned off.
I guess because man, they literally were pointing at each other, just ripping shots.
You team killing fucktard. So the jackal sounds that they have for the Anuban warriors, they sound like cows. They sound like a herd of cows running in here. And so I was like, well, maybe they use a different sound because jackals aren't like, and jackals sound like little yippy puppies. So yeah, it makes sense why they didn't use jackal noises. But I feel like cows was a bad way to go.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. That's fair.
And then, of course, I already covered my last note about how the fight scene at the end would have been so much better if The Rock would have been a person. Especially because, like, this was laying ground for the Scorpion King movie.
Right.
Which came out, what, like 2 years after this or something?
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's see.
No, a year after. Came out 2002.
Okay. So then they were probably filming it around the same time that they were doing this.
He does. So he leaves again. He's there until WrestleMania. Joe, when does that actually come out, Joe? Do you have the month?
Hold on.
But either way, like, so they already know that they're going to be making this movie because the script has probably already been written.
April.
Oh, so it's been right around
April 2002.
Okay, so that would have been literally WrestleMania, and that would have been 18, which was that was Rock Austin, or no, that was Rock Hogan, the famous match where they kind of both do a double turn. So and the whole crowd just cheers Hogan the whole time. So he would leave right after that because he beats Hogan. He turns heel. Goldberg shows up. I'm pretty sure that's that same time. No, that would have been 19. Sorry. So yes, he beats Hogan. He stays around a little bit longer, and then he leaves to go shoot this movie. Or no, the movie would have already come out.
Yeah.
When the fuck does he leave?
But so here's the thing. So they already had this established. They would have had the script written that the Scorpion King is this badass like fighter warrior, dude, right? So they literally could have made him fight at the end of this. They could have used the CGI to make the little hell people in the pit look better, or they could have used it on the water thing to make the water look better. That is piss, Chuck. Do not drink that.
No, it was Snapple, but I think there was mold in it.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't just drink that, did you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I definitely think there was mold in it, and I just drank some of it.
Oh, okay.
Yummy.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well,
but like, I just wish we could have gotten like a three-way fight with The Rock, Imhotep, and Rick.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got a fun little scene where
and then whenever
his,
Rick beats him, he holds up the belt, and then he tells him to take his arm.
Yeah, I want the rundown. Is it the rundown the movie's called? Where he hits a people's elbow and a rock bottom on guys. Yeah.
I like that. I thought that movie was fun. I think
he runs from one building to another and does a clothesline. I don't know.
No, we got a fun scene.
We are called the Comic Book Rundown. We should watch the Rundown for our comic book show.
The Rock is a comic book character, so we should realistically.
But no, speaking of that scene though, there's just before the Scorpion King comes out, there's a wide shot of Imhotep and Rick fighting, and it's their stunt doubles, but I could definitely see the bald cap on the Imhotep stunt double. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I noticed that also.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's funny.
Also, the fact that the little kid didn't know the same symbol that Jonathan didn't know. I like that as a funny little callback to the first movie. But it would have been even better, like I said, if they would have just gotten rid of the kid and it would have just been Jonathan. And then he'd have been like, oh, I know this one. I know this symbol. And then Rick could have been like, just fucking say it.
But this is also a kid who literally has been reading all the other Egyptian hieroglyphs throughout.
Oh, this is the first time that one shows up.
Oh, okay. Like, I get what they're doing. They set it up because Jonathan knew
a little bit.
Yeah.
And he didn't, but like, come on, man.
It was, they were trying to do a little bit of a callback since they did nothing else of a callback to the original movie because they changed so much.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Literally, this whole movie was a callback to the original movie. For the most part.
I do like when Evie is fighting Noxinamun at the end, and like she's like, "I've beaten you before," and she's like, "Yeah, but I know some new tricks this time," and like headbutts her or whatever.
Yeah,
or
that was kind of fun.
Like,
and then slices her cheekbone, and she's like, "Oh wait, you actually hurt me. I don't want to fight," and runs away.
Yeah. But all the fight that we get with them is.
I'm just
awesome.
saying.
Yeah.
This Joey. My point was they retconned so much that it didn't matter anymore. That was my point.
He's got a point.
Yeah. I get it, Chuck.
Yeah, but you actually me, so fuck you, dude.
Have you seen my Twitter handle? It's literally my Twitter handle. It's what I do.
No, because I'm not a toxic jabroni who goes on Twitter, dude. Got him! What's our kill count, Joe?
All right. So, kill count is 116.
What?
Yeah.
So I know I missed some in the very beginning. The battle in the beginning, the battle at the end. I guarantee I missed some.
Okay.
But we also have a limb count of 18 heads, and the lower half of one of the mummy guards when they got cut off by.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Ardith Bay on the bus.
Yeah, the with the Thompson, he just
mows it down.
Yeah. Sick.
Yeah. So there we go.
Okay.
So bingo.
So we had dead parent, comic logic, ID revealed to a friend, origin reveal, Scooby-Doo chase scene, animal cruelty, inability to control powers, hero kills, and fight for control of something.
Okay.
All right. Not bad.
Yeah, wasn't terrible. Matrix metrics.
You mean the mummy metrics from now on? Like this is a 1 of 2, man. I remember when this came out, thinking that the CG looked really good.
See, I don't even remember thinking it looked really good when it first came out, especially like the Rock.
I did.
Oh, well, that's fair. But like,
I remember the Scorpion King looking really bad.
Yeah.
But everything else, like, I don't remember the Anubis Warriors looking that bad.
I agree with.
Terrible. But like, I just remember like when I first watched it, I was like, oh god, they took the little hell guys that are in there. Those look straight out of a video game. Like they
look like Spawn.
They look like Spawn. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, just they copy pasted the same shot over and over and over again. Yeah, that was no good.
But but I agree with you, Chuck. Like for me, when I first watched it, Scorpion King was the only problem back then.
Yeah.
Here now.
Yeah.
There were some like the water.
Water looked terrible.
Both scenes, water, the Nile in the beginning, the water wall. Any like Rick running into Alex into the pyramid, the train going into Karnak the first time, the city in the background, Karnak in the background was completely CGI. Like you could tell anytime the CGI was there, and that's completely bad.
Which is so crazy they did it like that, because they could have absolutely done like a painted backdrop for that with like the train green screened in.
Right.
Well, even the like when the blimp thing was flying around the pyramids, that looked terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, every time the blimp was flying, you could definitely tell. Like if you looked at the people on there, like the group, it was bad because like they weren't moving. It was just like stock still doing nothing, and it was like, oh, I know it's supposed to be a stock image or something of the ship, but like it still was bad.
Yeah, it was no good. Yeah, it's like a 1 of 2, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
The mummy metrics from now on.
Mummy metrics.
We get to bring back the segment of Die Stuntman Die. There are 2 incidences where a stuntman almost died in this movie. One is when they open up. So it's when they're Imhotep. It's like nighttime, and Imhotep is doing telekinesis shit, and they start opening fire, and they hit the things that combust.
Right.
So one of that I refuse to believe, despite the fact that it was very obvious that he was wearing a flame suit,
I did,
because
yes. I
his
did see the
face, yeah,
flame mask, yeah.
that exploded, and you see the stuntman legitimately jump
Yeah.
when the fire wraps around his face. And then the second one is I remember an interview that The Rock does where one of the extras, stuntmen, in the opening scene almost dies because when they have like the sandstorm part, like not a sandstorm, but like the sands are like whipping through or whatever.
Yeah.
They used crushed almonds to do it, and he was allergic to almonds.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh.
they didn't tell him that they had mixed almonds in with it, and he almost died. I guess he had like an
Holy
anaphylactic
shit.
shock, and yeah.
Okay.
I remember them explaining that, like, yeah, they used almonds, and we had to actually break for the day because somebody almost died.
Ooh,
That's
shit. Okay, so I
insane.
have to go back and check, but I feel like that's 8 or 9 now. I don't know.
Is
It's
it
up
that
there.
many?
Oh yeah, we have a bit, but since we haven't had a stuntman die in a while, like I
Yeah, we
just
haven't
don't
had it in
know
a
what
while.
the count is. Tell you what, I'll have a actual list by next week.
Nice. Not a Muppet. I say The Rock. So hear me out. The Rock in the beginning is not a Muppet. There's Muppet Anuban warriors fighting. There's Muppet, Magi fighting or whatever. Everybody else is Muppets. You get to the end of the movie where The Rock is the big Scorpion King thing, right? And he's just himself, and he's got Muppet claws on his hands, and he's got like a Muppet like thing around his waist that has the legs of the scorpion on it, but he's just walking around like a normal dude.
Okay.
And then he just beats the crap out of the Rick and Imhotep Muppets.
I actually like that, but instead we don't get the monster version of him. It's just the human version of him beating the shit out of two Muppets.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Imhotep, but only when he becomes the full powered again. So like before, when he's the mummy part, when he's still becoming back to his full self, he's a puppet. And then when he crosses into the temple, and he gets his mortal powers taken away, that's his human self being taken away. He turns it back into a Muppet.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Does that mean it was going to use the Anoxina Moon Muppet like a sock?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We'll go with that. I just want to see him like lift the Muppet off of people's hands, and so like Alex Muppet gets lifted up, and there's just a hand on the ground. It's like, what are you doing?
All right.
Yeah.
So
Chuck or no?
Chuck agreed with me with The Rock.
No, I agree. Yeah, I want The Rock, but it just only in human form the entire time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so leaves us to our score. Chuck, out of 10,
all right.
what do you got?
Is this a mummy movie? Yeah, unfortunately, it is a mummy movie. It's not as good. It's not as good as the first one. I think it could have just been a one and done. I think you didn't have to franchise this out. I don't think you had to make a bunch of sequels that progressively get worse. Apparently, this took all of the magic from the first one and recycled it in a not a good way, and made it really. I don't want to say it was hard to watch. I just didn't enjoy watching it. Would I put this on and make fun of it with my friends? Maybe. I want to say yes. I want to say it passes the Janero continuum because there's still enough.
With your friends right now, so.
Yeah, realistically speaking, this is if we're gonna marathon or a double feature, we're not marathoning these, but if we double feature it, yeah, I think we're tapping out, but we'll keep it on and just be making point and laugh and stuff. But realistically, the story kind of doesn't make any sense. It's just all over the place, and it's too much plot going on. They could have really narrowed it down. And also, fuck that kid, man. He just ruins this entire movie for me specifically, and nobody else. That being said, I don't want to score it poorly because I still do love the idea of the Mummy as a franchise, and I wish they had done better. So I'm gonna say 4.44 because like I'll be honest, I was pretty much only half paying attention the entire time. And I waited. I mean, I started watching it I started it yesterday, and I got 30 minutes into it. I also didn't realize it was a 2.5 hour movie. And then got back from a brunch date today and realized I had 2 hours to finish it. So,
How did your brunch date go?
oh, sweet! I had a 90% sex. It was pretty sweet. It was pretty awesome. It was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Almost killed her by accident, but it's fine.
That happens.
Yeah. Yep. So we're getting there. We're getting close, boys.
Attaboy. Good job, Jeff.
Thank you. And I had chicken and waffles, so all good for me. You know?
Better.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a different movie that Oded Fair is in.
Ron, what do you got?
All right, so I still have some nostalgia for this movie. I mean, obviously, it's not as good as the first one, or even close to being as good as the first one. They definitely did this one as more of a cash grab than they did as an actual like extension of the story.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I feel like at least Rick's character stayed the same, stayed true to like his like characteristics in the original movie. And I feel like Evie's is, other than the flashback thing, Evie's character is definitely what her character would have evolved into after being around Rick for so long. I gave this a 7.59. It gets nostalgia points. It gets points because both Anoxinamoon and Evie are smoking hot. Even the stunt doubles they had for them during the fight scene were pretty hot, so that was pretty awesome. But like it was just, I don't know, like it wasn't as good as the first one. It wasn't even near as good as the first one. But there's still parts that make me laugh. There's still parts that I enjoy, and
that's fair.
I still like it. You know,
that may be the biggest gap between you and me specifically outside of Willow that we've ever had. Usually, you and I are somewhere in the same ballpark, but
yeah, that's why I was so surprised that you went so low.
I really didn't enjoy. I like the bus scene, and that's about it. I think the bus scene's a cool fight scene, but would like to know how she got that shotgun off the front of the truck.
So the driver's window actually opens right there over the.
Oh, does it?
I think they actually showed it open.
Yeah, because it sticks out, like the driver's part sticks out over top of the hood of the car.
Yeah.
And she just reached around there and grabbed it.
How did it? I know it fell down through a pocket.
So the top part of the train. Now this didn't make any sense to me because the top part of the train is usually where like they sleep on those trains, and there were like gaps.
Oh, the bus, not a train.
Or the bus. That's what I meant. That's usually where they sleep. Those on the top parts, and there were like gaps like this big on the edges of the like the.
Yeah, I thought it was. I guess it was open top, or I guess it was closed top. I always think of those as being open topped because they're like tour buses.
That you're thinking of tour buses in like Los Angeles and stuff. This is this would be like a long distance like traveling bus.
Yeah, it's just like
okay. Oh, okay.
But anyways, Joey.
So this one, I'm right there with Ron. This is also a nostalgia one for me. Like I said, I saw it in theaters. I've watched it numerous times. This time around, I always nitpick the stuff. The kid was annoying. The story is still not good, but I still enjoy it. It's not one that I watch all the time. It's not one I watch constantly, but there is some fun to be had with this one. Not a lot of fun, but some fun. It's not as good as the first one. We all can agree to that, obviously. And it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. I think one of my biggest gripes was the really the CGI. The CGI is really just kind of what we had in the first one versus what this one was, what it gave us, and that is all because early 2000s, the studios were like, everything needs to be CGI, just run with it, and we got this.
This is the infancy of the like rubber man CGI stuff, right?
Yeah, because right after this, we would have gotten Blade 2, where they literally had him as like the rubber man freaking ridiculousness.
So, because of all that, I gave this a 7.75. Nostalgia gave it a lot of points.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's fair.
Okay, I guess I was being way harsher than I realized. But,
well, I mean, yes, but you also have only seen this twice. Like you said, you watched the first time.
Yeah,
had a very visceral reaction as a young child.
Yeah,
and
fuck you, Rock.
So
much like I think today. Fuck you, Rock.
You're not
Rock the Dwayne Johnson.
That gives us a combined score of 6.59, which out of 200 movies drops it in at number 73. Ties it at number 72 with Star Trek from 2009 at a 6.59. Is just behind Star Trek Beyond at a 6.64 and just above Back to the Future Part 3 at a 6.57.
That's a pretty solid spot for it.
That's not bad.
So, yeah. There we go, gentlemen. 200 movies. In the
wow, guys. 200 movies in the freaking bank.
Dang. Well, you know what? If you wanted to listen to all 200 episodes and movies that we've done, you could check out this entire show and network. What is it called? That's right, the Comic Book Rundown Collective, where Joey, every single Monday and Thursday, is doing a little show we like to call Kamen Rider Chronicles, where he is reviewing Zetz and Ichigo. Kamen Rider Zetz, Kamen Rider Ichigo. Listen, Kamen Rider is awesome, but it's really, really dumb that they don't have it dubbed. So listen to Joe explain everything that's going on in those shows for you, and then you get to be cool because Kamen Rider's cool. You can also check out my show at the end of every month, a little thing we like to call last Sunday of every month. Getting Franchise, latest and greatest in media franchises, where we are gearing up in just a few days to give you the gift of the three of us coming together to watch El Santo, and then what we thought was El Santo, but really it was Mil Mascaras. Look, if I could give you the elevator pitch, it's James Bond meets Scooby-Doo meets wrestling. That's the easiest way to put it. Joey will link the videos down below so you can watch them prior to the episode coming out, and you can listen to us talk about it. If you want to go check out our archive of Getting Franchised, definitely head over to the Comic Book Rundown feed, where you can check out all the past episodes. We've covered a lot of stuff. We've been doing some what the hell did we do? We did anime stuff. We've been all over the place. We did an entire season of just horror stuff, and we are gearing up for the following month to be watching the documentary series. Is my favorite documentary series of all time. I cannot wait to talk to Joe next month about it. But it is King of Kong Fistful of Quarters, which follows two men trying to beat and hold the Guinness World Record for the highest score in Donkey Kong. And what I thought was a sequel, but apparently it's more of like a spin-off, which is Love in Arcade, the Walter Day story, I think something is what it's called. Yeah. It's something like that. It just finally got released after years of it being in production hell. So we finally got a follow-up to that. So check that out, and then I promise at some point we will actually watch something that is an actual franchise. But until then, it's just whatever I want to do because it's my show. If you want to check out Ron on the socials, you're going to head over to Good at This Game or Good Art This Game if you want to check out his art specifically. If you like to own a piece of his art, DM him or head over to our TeePublic store, link down below, and get any of his art that he's ever done, of my stupid jokes that I've made on this show, on a t-shirt and put it on your body, because otherwise people throw trash at you when you walk around shirtless. And of course, if you want to email the show, leave any comments, questions, or concerns. If you're watching this on YouTube, place your comments, questions, or concerns down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for all of your notification needs. Hit the hype. You gotta hit the hype now. There's another one. You gotta hit hype now. So hit up those hypes. Yeah, if you get a bunch of people clicking hypes in the beginning, I think within the first 48 hours of the video going up, it goes out to more people. So hit the hype button when you see this. If you want to email us at comicbookrundown@gmail.com. We are socials, comic book rundown. Joey, what's our next movie?
Well, our next thing we're doing is going to be the
Our
rundown rankings.
Movie review.
That's right.
We will be covering, basically going over our top.
The only episode Ron does any work for. All right.
Yeah, basically. We're going to be going over our rankings for all 200 episodes. We'll go over our individual rankings. I'll send you guys a list of what you guys is, or I'll update the list, really, more than anything else. You guys should still have access to that in your Google Drives.
You might just want to send it to us again.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, I can't. I think I very legitimately think I cleaned out my Google Drive of shit that have been shared because I said, "Why would I ever need this ever again?" So,
okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I will resend that to you.
In my defense,
no, that's
I was at my limit and I was still trying to clean out old work stuff. So
no, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
I mean, for Comic Book Rundown specifically, I had to pay to up the storage on that.
Oh shit.
For podcast reasons, so yeah.
Tax write-off, baby.
Yeah, if I ever remember to do that, yeah.
Yeah,
I never remember to do that, but yeah. So we're gonna be talking about all of our episodes, all of our rankings, and it should be fun.
I'm excited. You know me. I love crunchy numbers.
Yeah,
Chris would be ecstatic.
Yeah, we're gonna see where all of what our movies are, what our number one is, what our
you'll also have to do the top 5 or 10 for. You'll have to do the top 5 or 10 for our guests, for like Chris and Jordan and stuff like that, so we know what their top ranking movies are.
Why are you giving me more work?
No, actually, you don't have to do that. Well, no, you do, because they've been on movies other than the ones that they were
right.
Here for.
Exactly. Why are you giving me more work?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can do something.
Or you can see if you want to come onto the show and then be there with us to do it.
That sounds like way
I'm not
more
make
work.
Extra work for you. I'm not.
Anyway, but yeah, that's what we got. So, thank you all for listening.
All right,
200 episodes.
Woohoo! Hey, Ron, you ever blow a phantom load before?